And again, kia ora and welcome to the Saitama Super Arena. It's nighttime here in Saitama. And we got the last of the quarterfinal matches coming for you. USA versus Germany. And in the three previous ones, just to recap for you, Spain beating Lithuania 89-67. Argentina walking all over Turkey 83-58. And earlier this afternoon, France went down to Greece 73-56. And here's the United States, the team everybody thinks might win the gold if they can get past probably Argentina in the final, taking on Germany. Germany will have a few things to say about this. They're ranked 13th in FIBA versus first for the United States. And there you see the previous score today, 73-56, Greece over France. Germany finished second in Pool B. The United States waltzed through Pool D, finishing first. They qualified in the Americas zone, finishing fourth. Germany finished second in the very, very tough European zone. And the United States, world champs 3 times, but the last time was in 1994. There's Dirk Nowitzki, one of the big players. Fantastic NBA career he's had, standing in the way of the United States march to the final here. Germany being introduced. You have to look at players like Okalaja's number 5, averaging 10. Devon Green, here's one of the best three-point shooters in the competition at 47%, 1.85 meter high guard. And Nowitzki, of course, does everything. Femerling, the other big player being introduced, a genuine 7-foot 1-inch center. But he's an old player, 31 years old. Here he is, Nowitzki. And you see the lineup there. It's a big team. They average 2 meters in height, but they rely pretty heavily on some old minds, some old bodies there. Femerling, Nowitzki, Okalaja, Sven Schulze. The United States, well, every one of them stars, a star in his own right. Dwayne Wade, the Miami Heat. He is so fantastic to watch. 24 years old, he's at games while the team's leading scorer with 20 points per game.
Number 13,
Brett Miller, a big body from the Kings, 2.14 meters tall, 30-year-old. He's a veteran, but they've really selected a young team with a couple of older bodies in there. And Mike Krzyzewski, coach at Duke University, has taken over the helm as the U.S. try to wrest back the James Naismith Trophy. They last held it in 1994. But right now, the national anthems of both countries.
The national anthem of Germany. The national anthem of the United States of America. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for cooperation. Please exchange your gifts.
The players meeting in the middle of the court and exchanging gifts, as is customary in FIBA basketball. You often wonder what they give each other. Here's the starting lineup for Germany. Hamann at the point guard. Okalaja and Green at 2 and 3. And Nowitzki and Femmerling will share the low post duties. Having said that, however, Nowitzki, although he's over 7 feet tall, plays as much at a number 2 or 3 position as he does 4. Can the Germans disrupt the United States? Well, Chris Paul starting at point guard, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony. Doesn't that send shudders down your backbone? And then Elton Brand and Shane Battier. Wow, what a lineup. Teams were just taking their last warm-ups. Dirk Bauerman, head coach of Germany. And he's got a real puzzle to solve here. How does he get his team to play like they have done in some of the early rounds offensively and score somewhere around the 60% clip and try to frighten the United States, put some pressure on them? Nobody really has done it thus far. All of their games, well, Puerto Rico finished 11 behind. That was probably the closest anybody's run in Italy. Finished 9 behind, so they did play not too badly. The United States averaging over 100 points per game, 109 to 83, giving up 83 points. Germany scoring 83, giving up 77. Artiga, Sarabak, and Holmesy, the referees, you see them there. And looking at the other statistics, well, the United States give up fewer turnovers, 62 versus 91 for Germany. They shoot better from the floor, 53% versus 45%, and from the three-point line, they're shooting better there as well, 41% versus 36. Free throws, well, if the Germans get fouled, they'll probably love that. They're shooting 78% as a team, which is pretty good, versus the United States, 70%. But as I said, Nowitzki needs lots of help from people like Green, Garrett, Okalaja, and Femmerling has got to play a good game and not get in foul trouble. I'm Bob Monti, with me Jeff Green. And Jeff, I don't want you to predict the score, but just your views on this game.
If Germany has the things Germany have to do to beat USA: 1, they have to shoot the lights out. They can't afford to only be a one-shot offense. 2, they have to play some great defense. 3, Dirk Nowitzki has to go for 50. For the USA, well, anything can happen, can't it?
Well, they're so exciting, and they have come to play. They picked a young team. They've got a university coach in Krzyzewski, probably a very, very good move. Many of these players still remember what international basketball is all about. It's very similar to NCAA and pretty dissimilar from what you see in the NBA, especially after players have been there 10 years or so.
Well, Coach K has brought on 2 college coaches, Jim Boeheim from Syracuse University, the Orange Men. So, you know, he's got a lot of international type experience.
There we are. We're 10 seconds. Well, just as soon as the players get on the floor, we'll be underway, and Battier goes out. And this has become customary. The players shake hands with each of the referees. A nice custom. Carmelo Anthony strolling to the middle of the court. Nowitzki will come out next. First the United States, then the Germans will come out.
Bob, I'm not writing the Germans off. I just think they have to play their A game, close to their A+ game, to beat the USA. The USA are playing very good basketball.
Yeah, it's great to see. There's none of that sort of arrogance they have displayed in previous tournaments. They have come here with one thought in mind, and that's to get back the James Naismith Trophy, which they last held in 1994. So here we go. Germany versus the United States. A quarterfinal match, the last of the 4 games. Jump ball, and it's controlled by Germany. Femmerling. Brand sort of jumped the ball, didn't hit it, so it was still in play, and Femmerling timed his jump nicely. +1 Germany. Chris Paul on the deck. Hamann gets a drive and the first 2 points to Germany. James comes high with it. Well, as Jeff said, Germany really have to play a good defensive game. Batir, foul inside. It's going to be against
Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki gets his first foul. And I don't know where the referee called that foul.
Oh, the hand in the back, but there was no push. It's so common in NBA basketball. It's so common in international basketball. It was a nothing call.
Well, we accuse the referees of maybe favouring the NBA stars. Well, Dirk Nowitzki didn't get any favours whatsoever there.
Well, the United States can only make one of two. The rebound goes to Nowitzki, and Nowitzki will be pounded, you can bet. Demont Green, guarded by James. Anthony tries to make the steal. Nice shot. Okalaja and Germany don't look overawed, but made their first 2 shots.
Well, they're not going to be overawed. That's one thing they're not going to be is overawed. But I still think they need to play their A+ game, close to the A+ game to win this.
LeBron James, don't you just love saying these names from out beyond the 3-point arc? Smash.
Well, he just ties it up. One shot. It's a tied ball game.
If there's any criticism I had on that shot, he didn't follow it in to get the rebound. He just turned and ran to halfway. Is that confidence or what? Or is that lazy play? Out front. The foul is going to be against Chris Paul of the Hornets, reaching in right here from behind. Again, bit of a nothing call.
Well, Hamann has started off very strongly.
Okalaja, one of the veterans in the German team, along with Femmerling, Nowitzki. Well, the give back to Femmerling didn't work. Chris Paul.
He traveled.
Yeah, and the jam through is James.
I thought Chris Paul traveled with the ball there, but the referee didn't call it. And LeBron James, here he goes.
I agree. Yes, he did.
That's a travel.
Yeah, come on, ref. Blow your whistle.
This is not the NBA. This is world basketball. That was a travel. Lucky for the USA, the referee's on his side.
And the putback rammed home by the United States. 6-4, they lead early on here. Germany have scored off a couple of nice offensive moves. Femmerling, nice pass inside, and Nowitzki makes sure of it. 6-all. Chris Paul goes baseline, kicks it back out. Into the corner, James. Nowitzki gets a rebound.
The thing I don't like about the US right now, everything's been on the outside ball. And if Germany continues to play this zone, the US has to try and combat it. They can't keep shooting outside jumpers. That's the problem I see for the US right now.
Well, Nowitzki threw the ball out of bounds. Misunderstanding with Green. Their second turnover in the game. James kicks it out high. Chris Paul. It doesn't go down. The United States shooting 41% in the tournament from beyond the arc. That's pretty hot. Germany shooting 36%. That's pretty good. But in every shooting category, the United States has the edge. Hamann misses the... Well, it should have been an easy up and in. He missed it from the corner. Another miss outside. The ball bounces high and resets the shot clock. 6-all, 6:54 left to play in the first period. Carmelo Anthony, baseline. He takes it, goes inside, has his shot blocked by Nowitzki. Ball is saved, but into the Germans' hands. Okalaja.
Dirk Nowitzki told him to get it out of here.
And Nowitzki is fouled by Batir.
Well, good play by the Germans down one end and great play down the other end. Followed by the Dirk Nowitzki block. He now takes it straight to the basket.
Batir just climbs his back like a ladder and whacks the shooting hand of Nowitzki. He's on the line. And Nowitzki can shoot 80% free throws in the tournament thus far. Not the man you want to be fouling. He's got his first, and Germany into a 7-6 lead.
And I still believe it all gets down to the outside shooting of the USA right now. That game plan has to change if they're going to get some sort of dominance.
Second free throw to come. Nowitzki calmly slots them both. NBA star. Chris Paul over to James. Baseline. Anthony comes inside, runs back into Femerling, who blocks the shot. Hammond kicks it out.
Damon Green for three. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Germany 11, USA 6.
You could see that developing, Bob. Haman knew exactly where Damon Green was standing.
Yeah, they stung them. Look at the mismatch. Nowitzki guarding Green. There's got to be a mismatch inside. It is. Haman looking at Batir out on the side. And another miss from Anthony. The United States under little pressure as their shooting is pretty woeful early on here. 1 of 5. The 2-point area, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. Not a happy start for them. Damon Green, it comes high to relieve the pressure.
This is a mismatch. Same Batia against Nowitzki.
Nowitzki fires from way up top. Almost nets it.
He drew some iron.
Hammond against Anthony, goes down the lane. Femerling commits a foul, and they make sure he doesn't score the 2. So quick off the dribble.
Well, one step in the lane.
Substitution.
Carmelo Anthony.
USA, number 5, Kurt Heinrich.
He just didn't go to good takeoff.
And number 9, Dwayne
Probably on the
Wade.
wrong runway in that one. He just didn't get up in the air. He was going for the spectacular slam.
Well,
the game.
The two subs that the US have made, Kirk Heinrich and Dwayne Wade, I believe are the better 1-2 combination for the US. They don't start, but boy, do they play a lot of minutes, and they generate a lot of offense between the two of them. Kirk Heinrich can shoot the lights out. He plays the point, as does Dwayne Wade. Just complement each other. I believe this is their best starting 5 that got on the court. Anthony, James, Heinrich, Wade, along with Elton Brand.
It's a pretty power-packed team in every position. Good shot of Mike Krzyzewski, who's the head coach at University of Duke. Demerol under pressure. Heinrich makes a steal. LeBron James just mishandled the basketball. He was going in for the dunk against Nowitzki.
Well, he thought second of it as well.
Now he backs out, and he has the 3. He's got it. Great shooting. Wow. And Germany with Demerol at the point guard under pressure, getting it over halfway. Heinrich is called for the foul as he runs into Femerling. Femerling didn't step into his way. Heinrich just ran into sort of a big wall. A little nonplussed with that. With 4:57 left to play in the first period, we've got a timeout taken. Germany lead the United States by 1, 11-10. Nowitzki toweling down there. The Germans shooting a hot 75% from the 2-point area. 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. And 2 of 2, Nowitzki from the free throw line. There's an early basket from him. And Germany have come out firing. The United States not shooting quite so well. 2 of 6, 33% in the 2-point area. 25%, 1 of 4 from the 3-point area. Trying to save the ball that goes into the Germans' hands. There you see field goals. United States 30%, Germany shooting 67%. And an announcement, just to catch you up with this, Serbia and Montenegro will be no more. The countries are going independent. FIBA has welcomed Montenegro into the FIBA family, and Serbia will continue as Serbia. And that's the last time that Serbia and Montenegro will play in a World Championship. Back to the game, and Demirel for Germany at the point guard. He's guarded very, very closely by Heinrich. The foul is going to be on James, I do believe. That's his first.
His first foul, team score.
I think sometimes the referees just get a little bit excited with the guys coming off screens, etc. in the international game. Sometimes they let it go, but more often than not, they don't. And that was a good example with LeBron James fighting with Nowitzki down low.
Yep, Nowitzki, that fadeaway shot. Look at the arch he puts on it. Heinrich, the little guard, gets the rebound. He's up quickly. Dwayne Wade.
The lightning quick. That was a runner off the glass.
Demirel goes inside, puts the ball in the air, and Okalaja gets the putback. The foul is going to be on Elton Brand.
That's good.
Watch this, Demirel just throws it in the air, and Okalaja comes from the weak side, gets the putback.
Substitution.
And you've got to ask yourself, where was the foul on Elton Brand?
Germany, number 6, Schulte. USA, number 11.
Yeah, it must have been a little push from behind. We couldn't see anything from up here, and on the replay you couldn't see through the player. But Brand tagged with his first foul. And Schulze into the game for Germany. Okalaja, a big game player if ever there was one. Had a great career at North Carolina. Makes a free throw, converts a three-point play. Germany 14, United States 12. Brand goes high.
No, that's Dwight Howard.
Sorry, it is Howard in the game, and the foul against Okalaja. That's his first. Inbounding the ball, Heinrich to Howard, corner. The kick out, Dwayne Wade. Watch this man go. And the push off, and the miss on the putback. The United States still controlling it. Anthony manages to get it way ahead.
Oh, Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
He missed the easy one before, but he had to double pump that one
Wow.
for the two.
They are athletic.
Great
and
athletic move.
They hunt the board. Every time a shot goes up, there's 2 or 3 players up on that glass.
Schulze, he just pushed Dwight Howard out of the way. A silly foul. Neither of them were in the play. And Schulze just pushed him out of the way. It was a silly foul by Schulze.
Yeah, that's effectively a turnover. 5 times the Germans have given up the ball. The United States, nil. And still, Germany is tied 14 all by virtue of the fact they're shooting the ball at a very hot rate.
Well, here's a real shooter, Joe Johnson, or a scorer rather than a shooter. He can score from all points of the globe.
Wade to Johnson, comes inside, can't get it. Ball's on the floor, and the foul this time against Bosch. The push for Bosch.
Number 11, Chris Bosh.
Well, the Americans are in the penalty, so
Substitution.
both teams are in the penalty, so every foul now will be shooting fouls.
And Demirel on the line for Germany. 2 to come. Now it's Demont Green. Demirel was there. Demont Green steps in. And he breaks the tie with his first free throw. Germany 4 of 4 from the stripe. Just what they need to do if they're going to stay with this powerful American team. So he's 2 for 2, and the German free throw shooting perfect. 5 of 5 early on here. 3:25 left to play in the first period. Germany lead by 2 points. The United States, well, you just...
Dwayne Wade sort of just threw it up there as if he wasn't doing anything. And Chris Bosh went after it. Two-handed slam.
Yeah, the Germans were surprised. That should never happen. It does occasionally. Defenders.
I think we were all very surprised, Bob. It
Wow.
came out of nothing.
Yep, pretty spectacular. Schultze steps up, knocks down a three. So Germany regained the lead by 3, 19-16, 2:48 to play. Dwayne Wade kicks it out into the corner. Johnson against Schultze. The Germans back in the zone. They're testing the United States. The ball knocked out of Dwayne Wade's hands as he comes baseline.
That was knocked out of his hands by Nowitzki, and they gave it to Germany. There's the alley-oop pass, Chris Bosch.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I can't believe that was a German ball.
Heinrich giving Demerol fits out front. That's his job, to be an extra shadow. Okalaja guarded by Johnson. Good man-to-man defense in the United States. Inside, Garrett gives it to Mitski. That fadeaway jump shot doesn't drop. The ball goes out of bounds off the United States. And Okalaja, wow, stepping up and playing a big game on the boards. Watch this, the battle.
Oh, he took down Dwayne Wade.
Oh, yeah.
No one on the bench, the USA bench, like that at all.
Be hard to know who to tag with that foul. Inside, Nowitzki. Oh, nice pass, Schultze. An assist from Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, this is a scoreline no one would have picked right now. The Germans out to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, 21-16. Heinrich from a long way out. Can't buy it. And underneath, it's going to be Nowitzki. That's his second foul. This is serious. 2 fouls, first period against Nowitzki. He's going to have to come out.
You see, his left hand is holding down Elton Brandt. His left hand was on his shoulder.
Trying to get every
Sorry,
little
on
advantage
Dwight
he
Howard.
can.
That was on Dwight Howard. My fault. Dwight Howard, the youngster from the Orlando Magic, the new franchise player.
2.11 meters tall, 20 years old. What a talent. What a career stretches ahead of him if he stays healthy. Nowitzki already on 2 fouls. I don't see a substitution coming in. Dirk Bowerman electing to go with the big guy. Up, here we go. Well, Herbert, we do have a substitute, but it's Herbert for Okalaja. Johannes Herbert, 1.98 meters tall, 23-year-old. He gets game time. Is he hot? We'll know in a moment. He's got a good range of shots. Demerol under pressure all the time from Heinrich. Into the corner, Garrett. Couldn't make it. Johnson up quickly. The United States to Heinrich underneath. Dwayne Wade, he's so quick. So quick. Johnson!
Joe Johnson, as I said, from the Atlanta Hawks. He can do all the scoring you want. He's that sort of guy, and he'll score in big bunches, Bob.
Demerol kicks it out. Schultze misses it. Rebound assured to Howard. Heinrich penetrates, pops out. Carrying that basketball, but they never blow that again or anymore either. Dwayne Wade, the left-handed shot. Looking for somebody to rebound. It goes out of bounds off the United States.
Well, Dwayne Wade, he walks around the court when he's not involved in defense or offense very slowly. Then all of a sudden, as we saw that last move, just explode with some incredible quickness.
I think he's got a little bit of Igarashi in him. That's Kawashagi. The 2 Japanese guards who were so dynamic, so explosive. Dwayne Wade in the same category. The back-away jumper from Nowitzki, in and out. And Germany cooling off here. They still lead 21-20. We're down to 33 seconds. Dwayne Wade gives it up. Johnson has a look. It's off. Look at the rebounding power. And the foul is on Schultze. And they give him the ball.
I can't believe they gave him the basket.
That's ridiculous.
That is an absurd call. Sure, Dwight Howard was waiting for it. And this crowd, everyone is standing. You can't favour the US like that. Look, sure, great offensive board by Dwight Howard. He even called the foul. He blew his whistle, called the foul, and all of a sudden, how can you give him that?
Well,
that's ridiculous.
I think everybody, including the United States players, thought that was a bum call. But it's on the board, 23-21. He converts the free throw to make it a three-point play. And 17 seconds to play in the first period. Germany has surrendered their lead, but they get the last shot in this period. Demerol kicks it into the corner. Garrett gets a good look. Doesn't drop. United States with 5 seconds to play can get a good look. Heinrich. Dwayne Wade, nice post. Well, he just couldn't put it in at the buzzer. So at the end of the first 10 minutes of play, an intriguing match here. Germany trailing the United States by a mere 2 points, 23-21. Well, in the break here, once again, the women from Lithuania, Eurobasket. The dancers, fantastic. Each time they come out a different costume, representing a different country. And highlights LeBron James early in the game.
That took a long time to come out of the rafters, didn't it? I know it was in slow-mo, but geez.
And Stefan Hamann gets a runaway. And Nowitzki, nice pass inside from Femmerling, and he gets the two. Germany playing very, very well in the opening 10 minutes. It was on a call, a disputed call by the referee. But the United States...
On one of those offensive rebounds, Bob, the US got that 2-point lead off a very, very fortunate call by the referee. The Germans, the crowd, everyone in the media thought the same thing other than the referee. That there was just no way there should have been a continuation call. That was just ridiculous.
He hadn't even started his shot. Germany, 2 points down, 23-21. And we're just about ready to start the second period of play. A most intriguing matchup. And already the Germans shooting pretty well, 45%. United States coming back at them, shooting 45% on twos, but only 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. That's a little surprising, Jeff.
Well, it is surprising, but 2 of 10. I thought the US were just shooting too many threes, Bob. So, you can't live and die by the jumper like that.
Well, they've got so many big jumpers, they can go inside, but Germany's really plugging up the paint with guys like Okalaja, Femmerling, and Nowitzki. Nowitzki's now out of the game. He's sitting on the bench with 2 fouls. They don't want to risk a third one in the first half. Carmelo Anthony.
See, Carmelo Anthony guilty of one-on-one basketball. That's all that was. That's a straight NBA player saying, well, I can take my man one-on-one, and then he gets in the air, good defense comes out. It's got nothing happening.
Stefan Hamann taking his time, getting it over halfway. You got 8 seconds to get the ball into your own half of the court. He does it. Pretty casual, however. Garrett can be a real streak shooter from beyond the arc, and the foul on Dwayne Wade coming around behind him, trying to make the steal. Watch this. Yep, he got a bit of an arm.
A bit of the arm, but gee, that was close.
The thief, wearing number 9. Garrett gets the inbounds pass. Hamann. Germany now looking inside. Without Nowitzki, some of their offensive options are gone. Hamann is marked very, very closely by Heinrich, who collects the foul. He got the block, but must have been on the arm or with the body. That's his second foul. What a hustler. Chris Paul coming back in, and Elton Brand, number 14, replacing Chris Bosch. So Krzyzewski rotating his players, as he's done all tournament. Everybody gets court time.
2 shots.
Hamann makes the free throw. Germany 6 of 6 from the stripe.
That'll keep them in the game, Bob. 100% free throw shooting.
Well, they're perfect from the stripe. Dirk Bowerman's got to be happy. Nowitzki on 2 fouls. That's the reason he's sitting on the bench. And we're early days, or early moments in the second period of play. 9 minutes to go before halftime. And Germany doing a good job of interrupting the pass that's trying to penetrate the German defense. Well, they've knocked it out of bounds a few times.
They're playing that big 2-3 zone, and it's a huge zone. Arms are extended. When you got Femmerling with his arms extended, takes a lot of space.
Nice pass. Femmerling gets the block over the shoulder. Anthony can't put it up. Hamann comes away with it. Okalaja goes inside. Nice little left-handed shot. Gets the 2, and Germany into a lead. 25-23. United States stung. Chris knocked outside in the corner is Anthony. He can't hit that 3 once again there.
He is stone cold, Carmelo Anthony. He's trying too many things one-on-one rather than work the ball against this big zone. There you go.
Dwayne Wade.
That's what you need to do against the zone.
And Chris Paul gets the rebound, and he gets the 2 points.
Even though Dwayne Wade didn't make the basket, he attacked the zone from the corners. He got underneath it.
9 offensive rebounds for the United States. That's the only reason they're in the game. Shooting-wise, they're cold. 9 offensive boards have given them points on second shots. Femmerling goes down. We've got a call on the other side. And it's Okalaja against Carmelo Anthony. Off the ball, away from the ball. Went off Femmerling out of bounds, but the call was a foul on number 5, Okalaja. That's 2 on him.
USA, number 6, LeBron James.
Well, he's not stepping away from Carmelo Anthony Okalaja, that's for sure. He gave him a couple of elbows on the way down the court.
LeBron James back in the game for the USA. In the paint.
He traveled.
He took travel.
He did.
Steps.
Elton Brand did take a little shuffle before he went to the basket.
Yep. Check your scooter at the free throw line. You got to walk. That shot doesn't count.
And Nowitzki tells the referee that was a treble ref in international basketball. We're at the FIBA World Championships, not the NBA World Championship.
Good point, Jeff. And back in the ball game comes Dirk Nowitzki. Hamann over halfway. Chris Paul hounding him. Nowitzki, turnaround jump shot from the free throw line. He's short again with it. Just shooting touch has deserted him. Probably temporarily.
I was going to say not for long.
Good shooters go through patches like that. Chris Paul back to Dwayne Wade. So quick down the lane. Trying to pass it inside.
Well, I'm stunned as to what that call was, Bob. The referee's waving his arms.
3-second call, I do believe. Well, it's a sort of a turnover. The United States now with 4 turnovers. Germany with 6, evening up in that department. Okalaja outside, makes a move. Anthony comes around, tries to get the ball, but knocks it out of bounds, and there could have been a foul call, but there was no whistle. DeMont Green replacing Robert Garrett, the German lineup. We've got a timeout taken with 6:58 left to play in the first half, and Germany and the United States are locked at 25 each. Well, a timeout's been taken. The scores are locked at 25 each. United States and Germany in a fascinating game thus far. Still a long way to go in the first half. Just under 7 minutes to play. But Germany have got to be pretty happy. And the United States, well, they've got to be a little bit puzzled about their shooting. 2 for 10 from beyond the arc. 7 for 17 in the 2-point area. And underneath, the ball blocked by Bemerling. He goes up, knocks it high, and Hamann, Okalaja, gets the pass from him, the assist, and the 2 points. Right there. Chris Paul hustling for that ball, and he puts up a nice 8-footer. Bang. United States scoring off of second shot opportunities. Germany inbound the ball, 25 each. Fascinating match. 6:58 left to play in the first half. Okalaja, they say he took steps. He doesn't like the call, neither does Coach Dirk Bowerman. The United States forced another turnover, in a sense. Well, can they capitalize on it? That's the question. James trying to defeat this German zone. 1-2-2 zone now, a long way out, and that's the reason for a zone. You put the pressure on the 3-point shooter, and you've got 3 players in good rebounding position. Hamann down the lane. Nice little draw up. He just couldn't get the 2. He protected the ball well. Got up a good shot. LeBron James in the top of the key. And again, it's spiked high this time by Batir. Heinrich recovers it. James, so good with the basketball. Such a big man. Heinrich, baseline. Elton Brand. The kick out, LeBron James. That's a charge, it is indeed. He won't like it. Batir wasted a 3 from the corner.
The problem with the US is they're all standing around on the outside waiting for the 3-point shot. And when they do take the drive into the zone, 2 men come up, one is the blocker, the other guy is just, tempting fate, and LeBron James just went straight into Damon Green. Oh, and the German efficiency just threw it from one side of the court to the other.
Well, a misunderstanding between Hamann and Damon Green. Green saw Hamann standing all alone. Hamann began running toward him, but by then Green had released the pass, went out of bounds. A turnover gives the United States the ball straight back. Batir from the corner. He can't bury it. Heinrich underneath.
Elton Brand knows how to finish close to the basket, just like that. Superstar for the LA Clippers.
Hamann doing a good job getting it over halfway. Hounded mercilessly by whoever's marking him. They're trying to pressure the point guard. So far he's been up to it. Nowitzki against Batir. Bit of a mismatch here. The fadeaway jump shot. He's got it. First one in a long time. He puts his hand in the air to signal, I'm back. 27 all. Heinrich from a long way away. Finally, the United States break the drought.
Well, Kirk Heinrich, Joe Johnson, that's why they're in the team, because they can hit the 3 with ease. And lots of them, Bob.
They're going to Nowitzki. He comes high. He calls for the ball. He's against Batir. Batir giving away a lot of size. Damon Green launches one with 3 seconds on the shot clock. In and out. If that had been New Zealand out there, that shot would have dropped. United States get a rebound. Back to the top. Paul in and out. Well, maybe they're not back yet. 3 of 14 from beyond the arc. 21% shooting.
Well, I think the USA trying to play a man-to-man is really falling into the hands of the Germans, because Nowitzki can go one-on-one with his defender anytime he wants, which he just showed there. So rather than have this one-on-one stuff, because Nowitzki's used to going one-on-one against these guys, that's not the way that I think the US should be playing. I think they should be playing their zone defense and trying to work. But this is new. The zone defense is new to a lot of these NBA players. Well, it's not new, but they haven't played it since they left college. That's the difference between the NBA and the international game, Bob. And Nowitzki's going to have a field day against this US defense if he's going to go one-on-one.
Well, Nowitzki now perfect from the stripe. Germany 8 of 8, 9 of 9 with that shot, I do believe. And 4 new players on the court for the United States as Nowitzki makes them both.
Substitution, Germany, number 6, 7, Schulze.
1 point difference, United States 30, Germany 29.
And my man Roller for Germany, the little man.
Pascal Roller, 29-year-old, I do believe. Yes, indeed. From the corner, Joe Johnson, nice shot.
Like I said before,
Knocks it
Bob,
down.
Kirk Heinrich and Joe Johnson, that's what they're there for. They're outside shooting. They're the marksmen. And what a great no-look pass by Dwayne Wade from the Miami Heat, the NBA World Champion.
Roller goes all the way down, and the shot was pounded into the crowd by number 12.
Dwight Howard,
Whoa,
the Orlando
big block.
Magic.
Had time to read the brand name on the ball. The Molten GL7
Here
took
we
a
go,
punishing.
my man Roller.
Smack. Did you see him duck the leaning tower of Howard? Schulze back in the game for Germany. Underneath it goes.
See, one-on-one, Bob.
Nowitzki.
It's going to go one-on-one.
Yep. This is NBA basketball. Nowitzki couldn't get the two. Defensive pressure a little too much. Johnson. Little rhythm dribble, puts up the shot, it doesn't drop, and the ball stolen by Green. He's got to run away. Can he get it? Johnson leaves him alone, and DeMont Green gets the two.
Well, the German bench is up on their feet. So they should be. They're staying with this powerful American unit.
Wow,
Oh, bad miss by Dwayne Wade.
well, he tried to bank a three-pointer. And the foul is going to be against.
Following USA, 9, Wade.
Well, you see the two coaches up from the US, both legends, Jim Boeheim
Yep.
and Coach K.
That was a foolish foul. He got smacked in the face as he pulled his arm out. Roller, that was accidental. Pascal Roller, 29 years old, you see there. Oh, he's got that hunted look in his eyes. But he's keen. He's pumped. Germany have come to play, and it's locked again at 33. 3 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the first half. Herbert comes into the game. Nowitzki's managed to go a long way on 2 fouls. He's an old pro, though. He knows how to save them. And they're staying with the zone until the United States can beat it. Why would you change? Howard throws a brick.
He did throw a brick, Dwight Howard.
Following Germany, number 14.
They really do struggle playing against the zone, Bob. It's unbelievable.
Substitution.
And that was Nowitzki's third foul.
Chris Paul.
So he's out of the game.
Well, Nowitzki goes
Well,
to...
he's getting on Herber's case,
USA free throw
saying that
line, number 12.
I wouldn't have got that foul if you had played defense properly.
Before the free throw.
And young Herbert's just got his hands on his hips,
Patrick Kremlin.
just to the left. And Nowitzki,
Howard.
he's still going at his teammate.
He doesn't suffer fools gladly. Hemmerling replaces him, number 13. Tallest man on the floor at 2.15 meters.
That could be dangerous in terms of Germany's effort. Just for the fact that Nowitzki's out there, it gives them an option, a lot of options.
He's the glue that holds them together. He's the offensive firepower in this team. He's got 8 points. He leads all the German scorers. Howard, with that free throw, 2 free throws, pushes the United States into a 2-point lead, 35-33. Carmelo Anthony comes back into the ball game, replacing Howard. Roller. The crowd getting behind Germany now. DeMont Green. Inside to Schulze. Ball's knocked out of his hands by Anthony. And Dwight Wade is always hunting that ball.
Dwayne Wade is everywhere.
Wow, so quick. Rolla inbounding the ball for Germany. Man-to-man pressure, relentless from the USA. Rolla has a
good
ball
hands
knocked
by-
out of his
was
hands into the
Bosch.
corner. Green, can he hit it? Nope, not this time. And the USA comes up. Johnson, probably the best shooter on the court right now. Another
Carmelo
miss.
Anthony's not one of them, that's for sure.
The ball's left on the floor. Pass underneath to Anthony. Gets the two. So quick, so quick. They strike. Germany's punished.
Timeout, Germany.
Timeout taken by Germany. There's 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to play in the first half, and suddenly they're down by 4 off a couple of mistakes. 37-33. Green leaves the ball behind. Nobody comes to get it. The United States pick it up. Carmelo Anthony gets an easy 2, and that gives him a 4-point lead. The United States not casual any longer as they're shooting 9 of 21. Well, the percentage just creeping up slightly with some putbacks inside at 43%, but 4 of 18 from beyond the arc. The kick out, Okalaja goes to the hoop, and he gets a beautiful running left-hander. The ball rebounded by James. Nowitzki finally hits, and Green gets a runaway just over the ring. Beautiful touch. Germany looking good at this stage. They're shooting the ball well. Their zone is giving the United States so many problems, and they continue to pump away from outside. Unless they can start hitting some of the threes, they're going to have to change the game plan and start going inside, which they probably should have done from the beginning. But it's a lot of standing around watching somebody do something one-on-one.
That's your NBA style of game.
Germany inbound the ball. Play resumes. 2:18 left in the first half. Rolla, a point guard for Germany, and immediately under pressure is Chris Paul. Gets onto him. Femmerling kicks the ball high. It's stolen. Dwayne Wade, you're not going to catch up with him. But he misses a shot. Rolla. That's the second time Wayne has been hit in the face. It was purely accidental.
And Rolla just elbowed him straight in the face.
And now the whistle
Wade.
comes. You cannot stop the play when the action is continuing. That's the reason Wade is lying on the floor for so long, and immediately play stops. That is, after the basket, the referees signal to stop and play, and they come over to attend to the down player.
This? Dwayne Wade. He misses the layup. Oh, and Roller just raked them accidentally.
Purely accidental.
Raked them across the face and would have got a finger in the eye. And as a Miami Heat fan, I'm concerned that Dwayne Wade is on the ground, Bob. Yeah,
you don't want anybody to get hurt. The Wade is down. He's been down for a couple of minutes now. His play-in stopped. USA leading by 2 points, 37-35. But Wade missed that layup. He had such a good look. I don't know why he didn't dunk it.
His teammate back in Miami, Shaquille O'Neal, will be worried. Purely accidental.
Here's the contact right here. Raked fingers across his face and must have gotten one in his eye.
Those cameramen were all down there, so there'll be a great shot worldwide somewhere tomorrow.
Yes, I'm sure President Bush will have something to say about that. Wade being helped off the court. He looks okay. It must have stunned him for a moment or two, but he's off the court now. He'll be back, don't worry. And after the basket by Germany, the United States restart play by taking in bounds. Just under 2 minutes to play first half. USA clinging to a 2-point lead. LeBron James down the lane. Inside, Chris Bosh couldn't hold it. Ball's on the floor.
That's what the US need to do. Get it deep into the heart of the defense.
That's 3 attempts, and the foul.
Chris Bosh.
Bosh going hard for that offensive board. And Anthony grinning, I don't know why.
Well, the one good, well, he's grinning because he still hasn't had a shot ball. Other than the layup he made. There's Dwayne Wade just getting his eye checked out. But one of the things, that last offensive set for the US was good because LeBron James went down the lane. He attacked the seam. He attacked the two guards at the front of that 2-3 zone, made them collapse, got inside, center came up, and he was able to lay it off to Chris Bosh. Unfortunately, Bosh couldn't convert, but that's the way to get in amongst the zone.
Well, things happen when somebody penetrates like that, and you got a guy as athletic as James, so big and can shoot so well, and dishing the ball off on that sort of play. It opens things up. But in the meantime, Germany with 2 free throws level the scores once again, 37-all. Minute and a half to play, first half. Fascinating game of basketball. The United States under a little pressure here. James misses a running left-hander, had a good look, and he blows it. Shooting percentage down to 38% from the 2-point land now, 2-point area for the United States. Germany very deliberate with their offense. Nowitzki on the bench, 3 fouls. Demont Green, the jump back, couldn't put it down. Okalaja, play of the game, play of the game. Okalaja from memory lane, smacks it in.
Okalaja, what a great athletic play there. He went up high. The US was stunned with that.
LeBron James goes past Okalaja, and that's going to be his 3rd foul, is it? Yes, it is. The big men for Germany getting in foul trouble now.
Watch this. All you'll see is Okalaja come in. Oh, and Schultze. You could say that both Okalaja and Schultze.
Well, maybe this will tell us.
Oh, no, it was Okalaja.
Wow.
Gee, was he
Great
up
camera
there?
work solved that little dispute for us. Inbounding the ball, LeBron James into the game. Grunheit, number 12. Here's a big body. Another one, 2.08. Guido Grunheit, 23-year-old, a youngster from outside.
Carmelo Anthony finally says, thank you very much. I've hit a jump shot with the 3.
And that gives the United States a 1-point lead. 37 seconds left in the first half. Hamann tries to find Grunheit. Ball goes off him. United States have a chance to increase their lead just on the death knell of the first half.
Well, Hamann, I don't know what he was thinking, but it wasn't trying to score, that's for sure.
Anthony, he thinks he's hot. He's not. He made the last one.
You could see his stardom flashing through his eyes yet again.
Yep, you make one, have another crack at it right straight away. Schultze, back to Hamann. They're going to play for the last shot. There's 7 seconds on the shot clock. Hamann gives it to Schultze. Baseline jumper, doesn't go down. Anthony throws the ball the length of the court. Looks good.
Well, he had a better shot at that than he normally does from the 3-point line.
So at the end of 20 minutes of play, a fascinating game. A mere 1-point lead to the USA. 40-39 over Germany, and you see Dwayne Wade walking off. He got hit in the eye, but he looks to be all right. The United States certainly have things to talk about. How can they vary the offense? Because they're not hitting from outside. 5 of 20. 39. And just checking the halftime stats, well, points in the paint, Germany surprising everybody. They're scoring more than the United States, 16-12 in the paint. But second chance points favor the United States 10-4. And they've scored 4-0 off turnovers, even though they're only shooting 32%. They've just pounced on the ball a few times. They've been getting that second chance. But Germany, compliments of good shooting, kept them into the game. And Dirk Bowerman rallying his troops. They played so well in the first half. They outscored the United States in the second period, 18-17.
Wasn't it great to hear Coach Dirk Bowerman saying, we have to be wide awake? That was great. This is great stuff. Dirk Bowerman and the Germans.
Play resumes. Inbounding the ball, Femerling comes high now. Nowitzki back in the game. He's on 3 fouls. To the big man, Okalaja. And Nowitzki on 3 fouls for Germany. And you see Nowitzki just leave LeBron James all alone. We have to be awake. That was what Bowerman said when they took the court. And they were sleeping on that inbound pass. 2 turnovers, United States capitalize. No, LeBron James takes steps. Well, The Germans still have not awakened from their little slumber.
No one was listening to Duke Bauman except myself. Oh, they're not looking.
Are they? Is there anybody home out there? Hamann under tremendous pressure. Now Nowitzki gets it. Comes up, shoots a three. Can't get it. And Femmerling tries to spike it high, but double dribble from Carmelo Anthony. Here's a guy shooting 2 of 12, one of them off a dunk, and he's getting all his court time. You got to wonder.
Oh, yes, that was a double dribble. Good call. The US bench are all saying that Nowitzki fouled. They'd love to have him out of the game.
Hamann under pressure. United States have scored here. They lead 42-39. 1 minute has expired. Hamann is called for the charge. Good defense by Kirk Heinrich. Beautiful. Stefan Hamann picks up his first foul. The Germans have gotten up one shot. A three-point heave from Nowitzki. Second half disaster for them starting-wise. And the coach told them, we must be awake, we must be alert. They've been anything but.
Well, luckily the US are not shooting that great, so.
No, the shooting woes continue for them. Boy, they do pounce on the loose ball. Electrifying speed. Foul. Femmerling makes a drive. And Howard is left shaking his head, wondering.
Well, you've got to feel sorry for Dwight Howard because Femmerling tripped over himself. As you see here. See, he tripped over himself.
Well, Howard's still wondering how he got in the way of that.
Well, I can tell you, Dwight, it was because Femmerling tripped over himself.
Just relax and enjoy it, son. Green takes the inbound pass. Hamann hounded by that shadow called Heinrich. Nowitzki.
Kirk Heinrich is all over him like
James.
a rash.
Nice match up there. Femmerling pushing in. Howard. It's going to be the right-hand hook. No, he comes left and gets it too. Nice move from Patrick Femmerling. Oh my goodness, what a pass.
Kirk
Should give Heinrich the 2 points.
You should give him the 2 points because he dissected the Germans.
And Heinrich just leaves the ball on the floor. Now there's some talk between Femmerling and Heinrich. It tells him to buzz off. Oh, there they go.
Femmerling goes over because he didn't want the whole US team on his case.
No.
He thought he'd pick on the little fella first.
No, that's right. He's got enough on his mind with Howard marking him. Hamann, nice dribbling, goes underneath.
Oh,
hey,
great
beautiful.
basket.
And Heinrich scratches his head. Where did that come from?
Stefan Hamann, what a great drive to the basket. He's pumped.
Basket by Germany.
Watch this. Left hand goes down, ball fakes, come underneath.
The bump from behind. Presence of mind to put a little English on the shot and kicks back into the hoop.
Well, I know he's not the most favorite, well-liked person in Germany, especially with the German press, Hamann. But maybe they'd love him for that because that was a great little move.
Chance to tie the ball game with the and one. And he misses it. United States up very quickly. Johnson into the corner. James. Kick across to Anthony, who knocks down the three.
That was
so
a great
spectacular.
cross-court pass by LeBron James.
The most dangerous pass in basketball. Nowitzki ends up in Okalaj's hands, and he's pushed out of bounds by Heinrich, who picks up. Is this going to be foul number 4 on him? I do believe so.
No, it went against Joe Johnson.
Okay. Heinrich was in the middle of that.
So
he was lurking in there
Joe
too.
Johnson only got 1 foul, so that's all right because Heinrich would have gone to the bench.
He's talking to himself now. Femmerling throws it away. Carmelo Anthony gets it. Slam dunk at the other end. Germany being punished for the mistakes. 49-43. Femmerling once again under pressure. Brings it over. No, it doesn't get over halfway, and it's Knocked out of bounds by the United States. Oh no, one referee signaling USA, and the other one signaling Germany. What's going to happen here? Here's the steal by Anthony. Bang. And back to the discussion here. Roller into the game, marked by Heinrich. Hamann comes up, relieve a little pressure. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Germany need to go back into their set offense. They'll be looking for Nowitzki. Roller. Inside, Okalaja couldn't handle a pass, and it's stolen once again, this time by Johnson. For the United States, putting the blowtorch to the Germans right now. The cross-court pass.
James, another great cross-court pass.
The miss, and the putback by Elton Brand.
Elton Brand.
His own brand of putback. Germany need a timeout, as suddenly 8 points behind and nothing going right for them. 6:41 left to play in the third period. Jeff Green, the coach, Dirk Bowerman, the last thing he said, you pointed it out, was be awake, be alert. So what happens? The Germans take the court, and suddenly they've given up the ball. They've committed 6 turnovers in the first 4 minutes, well, 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the second half. How do you figure it? What goes through players' minds?
Well, sometimes players just don't listen. That's simple as that, Bob. Sometimes as a coach, you're talking to people and you even have them look you in the eye, and there's just no one home. You know, the lights are on, but there's no one home.
The room's empty.
Yep. And sometimes it's just the way it is. And other times, look at that, 17 turnovers. And other times you can be talking to someone and they hear every word, and later they'll remember, but coach, you said. But it's just unbelievable. They just don't listen.
Well, that's like your 5-year-old overhearing something you don't want them to hear.
Exactly.
Well, Germany's taken the timeout. They've tried to settle themselves down. Can they come back out and regain the composure they had throughout the first 20 minutes of play? Because suddenly they're down 8 points. That's a lot to make up against the USA. Crucial time in the game for Germany. Roller. Sort of weaving his way over halfway, gets there. And look at Chris Paul. He's all over him. And he finally gets called for the foul. You can track him, you can follow him, but you can't handle him like you were.
That was some good defense, though, Bob.
No, it is. You blink, he blinks. You go right, he goes right.
Roller and Chris Paul, that's going to be a good little battle.
Green inside. Okalaja against Brand, puts up the jump shot. He's got it. Now that's back to the German offense that they played in the first half. Slow, considered, good sets. 51-45. Paul, kick out. Johnson to Anthony. He's had the hot hand. He's got a dunk and a three-pointer backing in. Chris Paul from the top of the key. Can't make it, and 2 Germans grab that ball. 4 hands, 1 ball.
Well, they're awake now.
They are basketball.
The Germans are awake now because they're looking very efficient right now.
Well, if they score on this, they're right back in the game. Nowitzki backing in against James. LeBron James, and from the corner, Green can't hit it, and James comes away with the rebound. Little stutter step, the kick out, and we got a charge. He lost his balance and smacked into DeMont Green.
Well, LeBron James, 3 fouls. He can worry about that all he wants.
His 3rd foul.
And Miami Heat fans, they're all very happy because Dwayne Wade is back in the game. Shaquille O'Neal sitting back in Miami, he's happy.
Yep, LeBron James now on 3. As is Heinrich for the United States. 2 players on 3 fouls, Nowitzki and Okalaja for Germany. Green looking for Nowitzki, comes off the pick. Back to Nowitzki underneath. Hamann,
Oh,
what a nice
play,
play.
the Germans.
Oh, he just missed it. Great pass from Nowitzki. The pull-up jumper from the three-point line. That's Anthony.
Great pass, Dwayne Wade to Carmelo Anthony for the three.
Well, he couldn't find his wallet in his back pocket in the first half, but he's shooting much better in the second stanza.
17 points for Anthony.
Hamann has the ball knocked out of bounds by James. So quick for a big man. So quick. And now he goes out on 3 fouls, and replacing him, Batir. This leaves a mismatch. Batir against Nowitzki. And Nowitzki was just too big against Shane Batir.
Well, you can see,
the first
you can
half.
see the height difference right there.
Batir like a strainer on a fence post. Garrett, a fadeaway jump shot, and Batir gets the rebound.
He should have made that, Robert Garrett.
Yeah, those have got to go down. They were early in the game. They're not now. And Dwayne Wade throws air. Ooh.
Or maybe because he got poked in the eye, his vision. Can you tell that I'm a Dwayne fan?
Well,
Dwayne Wade fan?
That's a little scratch on his ego too, Jeff. Air ball like that.
Well, someone must have hit him, Bob. Somewhere along the line, someone hit him.
Now ice in the elbow on that one. 54-45. Shot block. Wade picks it out of the air. And up quickly, and then quickly underneath. Look at the speed, the brilliance of Dwayne Wade.
He just accelerated, didn't he? And then all of a sudden pops up under the basket.
His first foul, team second.
Well, great block, Elton Brand. But here comes Dwayne Wade. He goes out, he sees a big gap, comes in, underneath.
It's a bit like Calderon in that sense. He just sort of goes in first gear, and then the blink of an eye is at top speed. Boom, he's away.
That's what I was saying before, just before the half. Dwayne Wade sort of canters around on defense, and then all of a sudden, bang, he's at you with some pace, change of speed, change of pace. It's just awesome. And you're right, Calderon is another one that does that from Spain. He just looks like he's just hanging around, and all of a sudden he's in top gear.
Nowitzki gets a rebound. We got a 10-point spread here. It looks pretty ominous for Germany.
No flash photography in the gym allowed. All the cameras went off at once.
Yeah. Underneath. Nowitzki not having a good shooting game, which is unfortunate for Germany. 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. And 2 of 8 in 2-point land. He's not going to be happy about that. He's got 8 points.
Oh, that's better passing by the US.
There he is, Dwayne
offense.
Wade again, hyperactive man. Hard smack off the glass.
Did you hear Joe Johnson? He called glass as well when he shot that, because it hit the glass. It didn't go in, but at least he called glass. That's the main thing, Bob. When
He
you go
knew
off
it
the
was a
backboard.
brick, and he was worried he was going to shatter that glass. Garrett underneath, protects it. Batir gets a great block. United States come away with it again. And they're looking to put even more pressure on Germany, who've just gone walkabout in this third period. The kick out pass, Chris Paul can't hit it. Look at the rebounding power. Dwayne Wade, Demont Green rejects the ball, and Dwayne Wade puts him on his back side. Boy, oh boy. Exciting stuff. Chris Paul. Joe Johnson comes inside. He's got it. Nice score.
He's the scorer, Joe Johnson.
You had the feeling they could do that sort of thing all day long, and yet they like throwing the bombs.
Well, the good thing is the US were very patient there. They weren't forcing shots. They moved the ball around a number of times. I was impressed with that last stanza by the US team.
Batir, that's hustle. That's hustle. And doesn't the crowd like it?
Well, everyone likes it. Shane Batir. Look at the hustle.
Look at
He's
him.
on the floor.
Look at him.
Oh, he's crawling for it.
Crawling
Oh,
for freedom.
Great job, Shane Batir. His teammates appreciated it. That's why this US team isn't as arrogant as teams before them, Bob, because the players just like that.
It's great to see. They're just so dynamic, so exciting. in what they can do. Physically, they're capable of anything. Roller from the free throw line. Shot is blocked easily by Bosch, and here they come again. The Americans on the run.
Dwayne Wade, what a lovely little spin.
Bosch gets the rebound, weak side, kick high. And it resets the shot clock, and the crowd loving this. It's 12 points now.
Chris Bosch again, snuck in underneath. This time, Chris Paul throws the alley-oop to him.
Whoa, look at these guys.
Watch this, look. Chris Paul wasn't even looking at
Germany.
And Herbert was right with him. Timeout taken with 1 minute 53 seconds to play in the third period. The United States pulling away from Germany, 59-45.
Do you think Chris Bosch was a happy camper?
Indeed. He went around and pumped up his teammates as well. They've taken control of this game well and truly in the third period. Germany have scored 6 points in 8 minutes of play. The United States have put on 19. I've sort of blown the game wide open here. With the highlights, that cross-court pass, pretty risky, but down it goes. That's Anthony. And the steal, defensive pressure, really putting Germany under the gun here. Anthony once again knocking it down. Yep. Oh, they're keen. They're pumped, they're high. 17 points for Carmelo Anthony. Shooting percentage now for the United States looking very respectable. 15 of 32, 47% in the two-point area, 7 of 28 from beyond the arc. Doesn't matter, they don't have to shoot from out there. They're just so athletic inside. When somebody penetrates, it opens up the dish-off pass. And Bosch, left-hander on the line for the United States. It's a bit messy, but it drops, and it's now a 15-point spread. Germany have really got to regain their composure if they're going to make a run at the United States. At this stage of the ball game, it looks like they've lost control of it. Nowitzki, he gets the follow through 2 and 1 coming.
That was always going to be an N1, wasn't it?
Well, yes, he goes into his shooting motion about at the free throw line. Bosch picks up the foul. That's 3 on him. 3 players for the United States on 3 fouls. Nowitzki on 3 as well, but with a free throw to try to convert the 3-point play. And Germany 14 of 15 from the free throw stripe. They've done a great job from there. 93% shooting, but too many turnovers. 6 in this half. 17 in total. They were so well under control earlier. Little Chris Paul goes into the tall timber and gets a jump shot. That shouldn't happen, but little men love that.
Number 8, Shane Battier.
Yeah, Battier, that's his 3rd foul, so now there's 3 United States players, 4 on 3 fouls. Battier, Heinrich, Joe Johnson, and Chris Bosch. And Nowitzki could drag them back into the game from the free throw line alone. He's got his 4th in a row coming in the second half right now. There it is.
As everyone gets blinded by the flashing cameras.
Yep.
We haven't seen that before, Bob.
No, flashes are outlined. Now that should be over and back. He stepped over the line and dribbled the ball in the other half of the court. The referee was standing right there and just refused to call it. And Chris Paul smacks Nowitzki in the face. That's 3 fouls on him now. 5 players on 3 fouls for the United States.
Nowitzki will go to the line.
Nowitzki will go to the line. He's got 13 points, 7 of them off free throws. Hasn't missed from the charity stripe.
He went, what was it, 15 of 15 the other night?
Man, oh man, that is just such good shooting.
The Dallas Mavericks star, Dirk Nowitzki.
He's a pretty emotionless guy unless he's...
German efficiency, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, indeed, unless he's telling one of his teammates what they haven't done.
Well, he certainly does get on his teammates' case. As you said before, he does not suffer fools lightly.
Well, he's a perfectionist, no doubt about that. 62-52, and 5 straight free throws from Nowitzki. The Germans have gotten the lead down to 10. LeBron James going in against Herbert. The jump shot, it's there.
Oh, that's too easy.
His hand in the air just to accentuate the motion.
That was pretty simple looking. I just think the Germans are playing the wrong defense. They're playing into the hands of the Americans by playing man-to-man defense, Bob.
Hamann got another good look. He's missed his last 2 shots. You could say he should have put that in. Yeah, we will say that. He should have. They're now down 12. The United States can push the lead out again. Backing in. James.
This is what the Americans want, that one-on-one.
Yeah, that's right. We need somebody to come across, help out, double team, force them to kick it high and see if somebody will throw a 3, because really, they're still not shooting well from out there. Garrett picks up his first foul. Timeout taken by the United States. 10.8 seconds left to play in period 3, and they lead by 12, 64-52. Energetic entertainment here at every break and between the quarters. Eurobasket, the dancers from Lithuania.
We're not too far off a sellout crowd here tonight, Bob. 18,500.
Well, even up in the oxygen-assisted seats, way high, about 100 meters off above the floor, it seems. But every seat in the house a good one. Fantastic stadium. Here's the demise of Germany early in the 3rd period. Turnovers. James gets the layup. Pressure. And finally, Carmelo Anthony knocks down a couple of 3s. Nowitzki trying to stop the rot here going to the hoop.
How confident are Argentina beating Spain? Because I can tell you, Bob, that in the team area, Argentina are sitting watching this game. There's no Spanish players, but the whole Argentinian team are over there watching this game. So,
oh yes, doing their own personal scouting
absolutely.
Reports. Yes,
that's critical.
Heinrich inbounding the ball. United States with possession here, and there's 5 seconds to play. James loses the ball into the paint. The kick out. Can Paul hit it? He does! He does! Right on the bell. Chris Paul knocks down a 3 in the United States, going to a 67-52 lead with 10 minutes to play.
USA leading the game.
Well, you see it there, 27-13. United States just have rolled over the Germans in the 3rd period of play here. Defensively, they forced so many turnovers, 6 to start the 3rd period. And Germany, instead of being 1 down, suddenly find themselves 15 points in arrears with 10 minutes to go. A disastrous 3rd period for them, and it shows, it tells in the voice of Dirk Bowerman.
That's okay. Last quarter, all we got to do is step it up, generate offense, and we'll be just fine. So, offensively, we're running early, we're running full hard, and we're running 2 up. But everything quick. No bad shots, but quick offense. Those three, early, go hard, and 2 up. Defensively, win fine. All right, hey look, 10 minutes is a lot of time. They think they're over the hump, but boy, are they wrong. Let's go, baby.
Dirk Bowerman speaking English. He switches from German to English in timeouts, and he's trying desperately to inject confidence into his team. He says, we're in good shape. Show a bit of heart. Don't get down. Sort of a little desperation in that plea. He knows they're in trouble.
They could have easily have only been down 10. Take into account the bad start they had in the third quarter for the first minute and a half. Germany would be right in this game. And it would be great to see whether the US could respond to the pressure.
Here we go. Start of the fourth period. The final 10 minutes in this matchup between the United States and Germany. One of the most interesting, probably the most interesting of the 3 quarterfinal games we've seen so far. Heinrich from the corner can't get the job done. It's back to LeBron James. He can't get the job done. They have 3 looks down the lane. LeBron James, must be moisture on the floor. The kick out pass back to the top. Hard to follow the ball into the corner. 12 seconds on the shot clock. And the Germans make a steal. Hamann picks his pocket. So a good start to the fourth period.
Well, that's what Germany needed. There's a mismatch. Femerling with Chris Paul guarding him. And Chris Paul comes up with the win.
Yeah, well, Femerling put it on the floor,
and like all good little men, you go after it.
He feasts on that. Heinrich from the top, doesn't get the roll. Nowitzki brings it on halfway. There's the little man, Paul again, and Nowitzki won't be happy that somebody didn't tell him that Chris Paul was there. And Femerling backs out of his way. He didn't want to take the charge. There was a game of chicken, and Femerling blinked. Chris Paul wins, 1-0.
Well, Chris Paul came out of that battle with Femerling 2-0 up, I think, Bob, with the great defensive play.
Well, in terms of who blinked first, Paul won it. Okalaja, he's been a bit quiet. Going against LeBron James. Nice move off the glass. That's great play from the veteran, 31-year-old. Ademoli, Okalaja.
Well, they can't afford to trade baskets, the Germans. If they want to get back in this game, they need to make a run. They're not going to do it with that, with Chris Bosh shooting the 3.
Whoa, Chris
18
Bosh.
points.
Yep, you get him out there shooting those, and Germany's in trouble. Hamann penetrates the kick out. Green has been quiet, goes to the hoop, protects it very nicely, and they are able to penetrate the United States defense.
But it's just trading of baskets, Bob, that's not going to help their cause.
Well, that's
They've got to
right.
make a couple of defensive stands.
In fact, they're giving up 3s and scoring 2s. That's -1. If my math's correct. Chris Paul misses the baseline jumper, gives it over to Hamann. Okalaja made a good move last time against LeBron James. Charging foul, a bump. Bosh set himself nicely. He took the charge.
Well, 2 referees called it. Okalaja can't believe it. He's on the ground. That's his 4th foul.
I think he's hurt, Jeff. He's holding his left side.
He has to.
His hip or his ribs. Boom. Down he goes.
Well, I can't see how he hurt it there. His pride is hurt.
Yes, I think so. His pride resides in his left hip.
Yep.
It's bruised. Herbert comes in, replaces Okalaja. 72-56, United States well in control. Remember, the United States led by a mere 2 at the end of the first period. 23-21. It was a 1-point ball game at halftime. 40-39, Germany outscoring the USA by 1 point in that second period. And then came that fateful third 10 minutes. Boom, the United States forced 6 turnovers, began to warm up shooting-wise, and sort of walked away from the Germans, leading 67-52, the end of 3. And they're just extending that now.
Oh, Stefan Hamann to the basket again.
Hamann has penetrated several times, but more often than not, he doesn't make the layup. That time he did. Joe Johnson into the corner. Dwayne Wade leaves the ball behind, and Nowitzki is fouled by Wade.
Dwayne Wade
Nowitzki sends the runaway too. He was off to the races.
Dwayne Wade knew he had to foul there too, because Nowitzki was off to the races.
The
And
pony against the Clydesdale.
they couldn't afford Germany to get off a quick basket.
Number 10, Chris Paul.
Chris Paul back into the game for LeBron James.
Yeah, you take LeBron James out, 2.03 meters, and you put Chris Paul in at 1.83. Anthony, what's he going to do with it? Into the corner. Chris Paul misses it, and Herber's called for a boxing off foul against Dwayne Wade.
His second foul, team second.
You see from his look that he thinks that was an injustice. Dirk Bowerman, very pensive. His team were in this game, and they've just seen it sort of ripped out of their grasp. Two players hustling for that basketball. Great to see Dwayne Wade going after it with no fear for life nor limb. Goes out of bounds. Germany will inbound it. Femmerling steps out to throw the ball inbounds. Goes to Herber. He's double teamed. Gets it back to Hammond. You always wonder, will they get it over halfway? There's so much pressure on the guard at the top. Constant. Herber looking for Nowitzki. Nowitzki fouled by Anthony. I would say the veteran dragged that foul out of Anthony. That's his
only
first.
his first foul. It's unbelievable. Carmelo Anthony was 17 in the game, leads all scorers.
Femmerling backing in against Brand. Goes all the way, kick out, Herber from the corner. He's got it. That's a big three-pointer. 72-61, 11-point lead, United States. 5:43 left to play in the game.
Germany needs to make a stand here, a defensive stand. They can't afford to trade here.
Well, they've dug themselves into that zone defense again. 9 of 36 United States from beyond the arc. There's 10 of
Joe
37.
Johnson, the dagger from three-point land.
Green in the
Germans
corner.
back in a hole.
They're looking for Nowitzki. He's guarded by Joe Johnson. He just backs into the lane, goes up. The call steps on him.
Oh, I can't believe they called steps.
Why now, when dozens of times previously no one gets called for steps? Leaves me scratching my head. 5 minutes to play. Johnson doesn't get it. Dwayne Wade. He gets his hands on so many balls. He's just fantastic. The putback by Anthony and the push from Herber. Now Anthony probably was all over Herber.
I think he was. I think he climbed up on his back.
And Herber gets the call, gets the foul.
Watch this here with the replay.
Watch on the, yep, Anthony
his
comes
left
up.
hand. His left hand was holding Herbert
Vaulted
down.
it off his shoulder, and Herbert gets called for the foul. You've got to wonder. 77-61, 4:52 left to play in the ball game. The United States in the lead.
We are.
There's a good shot of the clock. 4:52 left in the final quarterfinal match. The USA into a commanding lead here, 77-61 over Germany. And the Germans really gave the game away in the opening 5 minutes of that third quarter.
That's where they failed. They didn't listen to Coach Bowman.
I'm not fucking saying it. Fucking hey, defend your colors. Go out. Give it all you've got and win this shit. Come on, defend your colors, baby.
Defend your colors. Well, if that's not a passionate plea by a coach standing up for his country, I don't know what is, Bob.
Well,
Apart
that's,
from the expletives,
yep,
he challenged his team. You got your colors on, boys. Let's see it.
yep, that's right. The X's and O's have been put away. There's no more tactics being talked. It's just, do you have heart or do you not? Do you want to defend the colors of your country or do you not? And it's a very, very simple message. Primeval in a way. Schultze comes in replacing Femmerling.
That's an unusual sort of a... They just came straight out of a timeout. Nothing happened, and he gets taken out. Well, maybe he wasn't wearing his colours right, Femmerling, and Schultze is.
Yep, no smoke coming out his ears. Possibly the reason. 77-61. Off that missed free throw, Germany in possession. The ball goes out of bounds off Chris Paul, who's just been hanging around Hamann every moment he's been in the game. Hamann has been up to it, though. Apart from a few turnovers, I think he's handled the pressure pretty well. Germany acquitted themselves pretty well, except for the first 5 minutes of the third period. Green kicks it out. Hamann, the jump shot. And Schultze couldn't get his hand to the ball. The United States in control. If they score this one, it's out to a 17-point lead. And in a blink of an eye, it could be 25. But they're really being held down here. 77 points. They're averaging 109 per game. Dwayne Wade misses it. The attempted putback and the foul over the shoulder.
Elton Brand.
And they're claiming that he was hanging on the rim.
He went after the miss from Dwayne Wade. That was a great move by Wade to the basket. He didn't make the layup, but Elton Brand came from nowhere.
Okalaja was saying that Brand came in after the putback. He was hanging on the rim. He's appealing to the referee to nullify that. But anyway, Brand was fouled. He's on the line. Well, Brand now with 6 points. Leading scorer, Carmelo Anthony on 19. LeBron James on 11 and Joe Johnson on 11. Chris Bosh on 10. From the corner, DeMont Green. Weak side rebound. Goes to the tireless Okalaja. But he's hounded, hassled, as is Schultze. He's got a shot from the free throw line and passes it up. They need to score, and they need to score quickly.
The other shot clock at the US end has gone on the blink. There's no power to it.
Well, a sharp-eyed referee glances the length of the court. There you see the offending piece of equipment. Should never happen in Japan, Jeff.
I think Elton Brand, after he tried to ram the ball home the last play.
And number 6, LeBron James.
James back in the ball game, gets a very, very warm reception from the crowd. They love this guy. And Kirk Heinrich, 6 U.S. players on 3 fouls.
Well, Coach K has decided that this game is all the US needs now. He's brought on Antoine Jameson. That's amazing to say someone like Antoine Jameson coming off the bench in the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Well, Jameson, the only player in the squad not averaging in double figures time-wise. He's on 9 minutes 45 seconds per game as an average. Everyone else, the next would be about 12 and a half minutes. So he really has been the lonely substitute here.
Even Brad Miller hasn't even seen some action.
That's right. Miller hasn't been in the game. They've taken this game very, very seriously. Special K, the coach, making sure of it before he starts to empty the bench.
Elton Brand.
Yeah, he was hanging on the ring, and that's not allowed. The Germans were quite correct.
Well, yeah, here, Okalaja there. Look at Elton Brand.
Brand right there.
The shot clock took a hammering.
And Schultze comes over and makes sure he doesn't go up for that second shot. And now we've got a timeout.
Well, it's a referee's timeout. The score clock now on top of the 24-second shot clock is not working. They've got one side of the cube up.
3:41 left to play, 79-61. Now the players coming back in, both foul clocks on the bench working. Shot clocks are lit up. The crowd very quiet all of a sudden, waiting for the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds to be played. And this is the fourth quarterfinal in the World Championships 2006. And it's going to be the United States over Germany. Just by how many points, we do not know. Schultze gets the rebound, and he's fouled by Heinrich. That's his fourth foul. He's the first of the U.S. players to collect 4 tickets.
His fourth foul.
Well, we'll see it right here.
Yep,
Well, he got a lot of ball, but he also got a bit of an arm.
Germany continues to shoot fantastically well from the free throw line, 19 of 20. They haven't let themselves down in that area. As a team, that's a coach's dream. 20 out of 21 attempts. Time running out for the Germans. It's all over. The final few acts of this play. Brand from the free throw line misses, and 2 German players, Nowitzki and Okalaja, going for the rebound. A 16-point lead. The United States will not surrender this. Roller has his shot blocked from behind by Heinrich, falls on the floor, and the United States comes away with it. That was Antoine Jameson on his back. He got his hands to the ball and saved it. LeBron James now will just run the clock down every possession. Stands out there, and with 9 seconds to go, he makes his move, jump shot, switch. It looks pretty automatic. Looks pretty great when he does it like that. Germany, their misfortunes really started at the beginning of the second half. Okalaja trying to get that rebound. The United States will use up more time. LeBron James will do exactly what he did last possession. He'll wait till there's about 9 seconds on the shot clock. The Germans rotate their zone. Roller comes high. Okalaja goes low. 7 seconds. Here we go. Into the lane. The kick out pass. Doesn't matter. Germany give it straight back, and Heinrich says, nah, you can have it. And he kicks it into the crowd. Flicks it into the crowd. Game getting a bit messy now. Timeout taken. 1 minute 56 seconds left to play. And the USA leading Germany 81-63. And in the break, the coaches of both teams, they don't have to say much at all. Germany's cause, hopeless. The United States, why change what's working? Just do more of the same. Okalaja makes a nice move against LeBron James.
But it was turnovers, wasn't it, for the Germans? 23 of them today so far. 23 turnovers. It wasn't just wasn't enough of that sort of thing with Haman going to the basket for easy points.
Yes, Haman was able to penetrate. Just check the scoring for you. Joe Johnson on 11. LeBron James 13. Chris Bosh on 10. And leading the United States scorers. And Carmelo Anthony on 19. For the Germans, Okalaja had 15. And Nowitzki on 15. And that's it. The next leading scorers, Devon Green on 9. Germany's shooting percentage below that of the United States now from the 2-point area, and equal to the United States from beyond the arc. But free throw shooting, superb from the Germans. Not bad from the U.S., 11 of 15. The waning 2 minutes of the game here. Roller will inbound the ball for Germany. The United States will go through. They're joining Argentina, Spain, and Greece in the semifinals. Jagler into the game for Germany. Has his shot easily blocked by Antoine Jameson. It's a little lesson for Jagler. And again, they're just chewing up time. They don't want to even give the Germans a sniff. Dwayne Wade, baseline, kicks it high, into the corner. Jamison, a brick. Gets his own rebound and puts it in.
He made sure the brick Antoine Jamison, but he got a great follow. Sort of a twisting.
It's a 20-point ball game. It's, I guess, not really just in a sense, but the Germans really the architects of their own destruction. And again, the steal from Dwayne Wade underneath. Just gets his hand to so many balls. Always in the action, Wade. And again, chewing up more time. We're under a minute to play. 50 seconds and counting down. Looking for something spectacular. There it is.
Dwight Howard.
Only Howard was meant to take that out of the air and jam it. Even Nowitzki appreciated that. Grunheit, the Germans have capitulated. Their bench is in the game. 22 points difference. Weak side rebound, United States, and they'll walk it over halfway. There's 25 seconds to play. This should just about do it. Roller comes up. Wade, little fake. Roller scoots backwards. 10 seconds, 14 on the shot clock. It's all over. The United States go into the semifinals. Garrett takes it the length of the court, and he gets the two. Yes, he does. That is a 20-point ball game. The United States breeze past Germany in the end after a fantastically interesting first half. They came out the second half and just threw a blanket over the Germans, and they win by 20 points. 85-65 in the end.
USA versus Germany. Total score 85-65. Congratulations to
And the teams congratulating one another. The United States have got to be happy, even though they've been averaging 109 points per game in their previous 6 games. They were held to 85 by Germany, who offered a bit of resistance, but Germany could only manage 65 points themselves. They have been averaging 83 points per game. The United States jumped on them in the second half, walked away from them. They managed only 13 points in the second, or the third and the fourth periods, and that was a ball game. The United States are still on track. The march to the finals, where they'll possibly meet Argentina if all the prognosticators are correct. The German fans have gone quiet. DeMont Green disappointed. Jagler, Nowitzki did not have a good game by his standards. 3 of 10 shooting, 0 of 2 beyond the arc, 15 points in total, 9 for 9 from the free throw line.
You can go back, Bob, to the start of the third quarter. That's where the demise of the Germans started. They didn't listen to the coach. Coach Baumann told them what they needed to do. They needed to be awake, wide awake, and be cautious. They weren't, they didn't, and consequently that's where the game got out of hand for them.
Well, that's right. Those were the last words spoken to the team before they retook the court to start the second half. And you saw what happened. They were asleep. They gave up 2 or 3 turnovers in a row. The United States capitalized on those, and suddenly a 1-point deficit had turned into an 8 or 10-point deficit. In a blink of an eye, that was the game. Looking at the stats, Germany 44%, United States in the end out shooting them 49%. 3-point shooting, well, not particularly good from either team, but the U.S. had 10 of them versus only 3 for Germany. And turnovers, that tells the story. 24 all committed by Germany, 13 to the United States. That just blew the game wide open. And steals, 10 to the United States, only 2 for Germany. You don't win against the United States team when you make that many mistakes. Highlights? Well, in the second half, Carmelo Anthony finally began to hit a few threes. And the steal, Anthony gets it and jams it home just to make the point again. Here's another angle on that runaway dunk. They make it look so easy. When they're hot, they're really hot.
But their game is all about in the open court. You know, once the US team gets out into if they get into the open court, They are very, very tough to stop.
Yes, Chris Bosch, look at this. Yes, the yell, the scream of triumph. A behind the head dunk. Oh yes, and the steal. They're pouncing on everything. Nowitzki, unaware that somebody was coming and down the lane. Femmerling just gets out of his way. Does not want to take the charge, and Chris Paul goes straight at him. Femmerling blinks first. Green inside, protects it nicely with his body. They were able to penetrate inside. Can Argentina do that as well? I think they can. The United States have so many options, but if they don't shoot well outside, they're in trouble. Germany put up against a zone defense against them that really kept them on the back foot for long periods in the game. Howard with a big dunk. Up he comes. Smack. The whole building shakes. And to finish up a 20-point win in the end, USA 85, Germany 65. And the crowd, well, they've had 2 good games today, filing out. Here's that dunk by Anthony again. We'll call this the Carmelo Anthony show. Some of his best moves. So powerful, so strong. And the United States crowd, well, they're pretty happy. They're pretty calm. They're pretty cool about all of this. The United States looking pretty good. And here we go, a wrap up of today's games. Greece, 73 over France, 56. They really struggled, never were in it. The United States in the second half took Germany apart, winning by 20 in the end, 85-65.
That means France and Germany will go into playoffs from 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, along with the others, Lithuania, that lost yesterday.
And that's it from the Saitama Super Arena. I'm Bob Monti and Jeff Green saying good night.